probably a while.
I do not remember there being a path in this place the last time we came.
Indeed. It was probably cleared by the expedition. We should follow it if we want to find them.
Maybe I'll be a Monster Hunter streamer.
Hey, what's happening here? I could hear you from miles away.
Your Excellency, I'm so happy to see you. You arrived right on time to settle this matter.
How did you manage to find us in the middle of this swamp?
Brother Fidelis managed to reach Eden. He's the one who told us where your camp was.
But he didn't leave alone. What happened to Father Orbricus, who was accompanying him?
He must be dead like our other companions. This is all your fault. This is yet more proof that you are not fit to lead such a team. I should be the one in charge.
Maybe you should calm down and explain to me what's happening here.
This expedition was undertaken with no concern for common sense. We are not equipped to explore this type of place. Our people are disappearing, and all we have found are some falsified writings.
Brother Virgil is terrified, which probably explains why he is being so disingenuous. We have made incredible discoveries, and we could find more.
You are beyond redemption. I won't waste another second talking to you. If you want to talk to me, Your Excellency, it will have to be without her.
How charming.
Your Excellency, I hope you will forgive us for that scene. My relations with Virgil have always been difficult, but ever since we arrived here, it has been unbearable. I'm afraid we may need an arbiter.
Before anything else, I need to know what has led to this situation between you.
What would you like to know?
For what reason were you quarreling?
The expedition itself, I'm afraid. Virgil was always against it, especially under my supervision. For him, our discoveries in Eden were sufficient. They confirmed what he wanted. The rest did not matter. According to him, we should never have continued. And when we found new tablets, it became even worse.
Were they also written by Saint Matheus?
Without a doubt. The handwriting is the same. There are also some patterns, some islander symbols. It's fascinating. But what really angers Virgil is the content we managed to decipher. Our founder explains that he learned a lot from the islanders. Something our brother cannot accept. He now persists in saying that these tablets are fake, forged by the natives themselves.
He seems nice.
Brother Fidelis told me that several members of the expedition have disappeared.
Yes, that's why he left along with Father Orbricus to fetch some help. 3 more of our colleagues are missing. And I'm not even talking about the ones who fell ill. I must admit that I underestimated the hardships we would encounter. I made a mistake. I should have prepared this expedition more thoroughly. But Virgil's being disingenuous does not help.
And no one has searched for those who are missing.
I wanted us to search for them, but someone later convinced me that it presented too much of a risk. Along with lack of preparation, our constantly decreasing number, and creatures swarming the area.
And by someone, I suppose you mean Brother Virgil.
Indeed.
I'm thankful for these pieces of information. But you understand that I will also have to talk to Brother Virgil.
Of course, that's understandable. You must hear us both before you can make a decision.
I mean, you could send this guy who's sweeping dirt. He doesn't seem too busy. Valuable member of society.
Brother Virgil.
What do you want?
Can you explain to me what caused such a quarrel?
The reason for it is very simple. It is Eugenia's folly. This woman should never have been the supervisor of our team. The discoveries made in Eden were sufficient, but no. She didn't want to stop the research. She organized this expedition in a hurry, without taking elementary precautions, And now she's accepting as facts the delirious writings we discovered on these tablets without doubting them for even 1 second.
What do you mean?
We found some new tablets, allegedly written by Saint Matheus, but their content is so absurd that they were obviously forged. I am certain that the natives must have found these stones before us and modified their content.
How would they have done that? The natives cannot write.
They must have been helped by an unscrupulous settler. How would I know?
Brother Fidelis told me that some of your colleagues went missing. Do you know anything about this?
They did not go missing. They were killed. There was the wild beasts, the diseases, and let's not forget the savages. We can feel their presence, roaming around the camp at night. I am certain that they are responsible for the death of our colleagues.
That's strange. There aren't many villages around here.
There aren't any. There are a few hermits, but they are not fighters. And they have better things to do than roam around their camp at night.
We've been in this region before, and the only native we met was a little insane, but would have been incapable of killing several priests.
Those savages may very well have been following us since our departure. We will not be safe on this island until it is entirely converted.
I see. So, you haven't tried to find your colleagues?
So we can die as well. I am not as crazy as Sister Eugenia.
I cannot take sides in your quarrel for now. And in any case, it is not what matters the most. Even if you think they are dead, we have to try finding your colleagues.
Well, if you are prepared to take such a risk, I can only commend you for your bravery and wish you luck. But I would not get my hopes up. You should start by searching the excavation site. To get there, take the path south of here. But be careful. The creatures that roam the area are ruthless.
Gotta be better than Pedro. See, I don't need to hunt monsters with Lazy. I can just go out into this here swamp. Find me some good old monsters to hunt. Just little ones, though. What a convenient location for a camp. That's my special ability? That is not worth. What does it do again? Yeah, not worth.
This poor soul was
Oops.
almost entirely devoured. He must have been killed by swamp animals. Even so, this wound looks different from the others. It looks like a knife wound.
You're right. He was stabbed before being fed to the animals. But anyone could have used such a blade. Karans.
No.
I must leave you.
Let me loot.
See you later.
Okay, or not.
The body of this man was devoured by beasts, but it happened after he died. One of the wounds is clearly a knife wound. But alas, it is impossible to know who was wielding it. This man's death was no accident, nor was it linked to any predator attack. It was caused by a violent strike to the back of the skull with a mace, and it didn't take place here. The marks surrounding the body show that it was moved, most likely to make it seem like he fell to his death.
Finally, all of Pedro's science is coming in handy. Also, that is a big one of those things. Good thing it's dead.
The cause of death is no mystery. This man was attacked by one of those large reptiles, a Lowola, and yet, these iridescent marks on his skin make me think that a stasis spell was cast on him first. He was intentionally immobilized so that he would fall prey to this animal. It seems obvious now that these disappearances were orchestrated.
The deaths of these people were a deception. Only the Renaigse are deceitful enough to do such a thing. They kill each other and accuse my people. This virgin, he wants to push aside this woman at all cost. He must be the culprit.
Indeed. I think that we should go find this brother and ask for an explanation.
Took a bit of the scenic route. The man had cement shoes and was fed to the fishes, indeed. Hello, Bat. How are you? Welcome back. How is fatherhood?
Brother Virgil.
Your Excellency, weren't you supposed to be looking for our colleagues?
Indeed. I regret to say that they are indeed all dead.
I knew it. What a waste. Eugenia and her recklessness are to blame for this.
I'm afraid someone else is responsible for this. These deaths are not accidental, and yet they were disguised as such.
The savages. Their thirst for blood is unquenchable. I knew we should never have come without an escort.
Watch your tongue, priest. Our people have no need to hide when they protect their land. Only the Renaigse are deceitful enough to disguise a death.
Who else could it be?
Someone who desperately wanted this expedition to fail. Does that remind you of anyone?
Fine. You unmasked me. But know that my cause is righteous. The Ordo Luminis sent me to keep an eye on this expedition, to ensure that the discoveries we made would not jeopardize our nation or our presence on this island. But the inscriptions on the tablets are a heresy, a dangerous manipulation. Can you imagine what would happen if it was said that our founder listened to the teachings of the natives? But even then, foolish Eugenia accepted these discoveries as truth, without any hesitation, without realizing that our entire nation could suffer because of it. So yes, I wanted to scare her.
I understand that you might want to protect your nation, but to go as far as assassinating several of your colleagues...
Come now. What would you do if someone were threatening the congregation? You cannot make me believe that you would not be willing to kill. You may have already done so. But since you want to avoid using violence, help me convince Eugenia to go back to Eden. My colleagues and I know how to sort through these discoveries. And you will be rewarded, of course.
This Renaigse tried to blame my people for these crimes. The priests would have wanted to punish them, and innocent people would have died. He must answer for his treachery.
It seems to me that all members of this expedition are concerned. They should decide on what to do next.
Get him out of here! The little nerd is learning how to use blankets as we speak. Excellent, blankets are good. Look at that guy's ascot. I know, right? That ascot.
Everybody listen. Alas, I must inform you that I found the dead bodies of your missing colleagues.
How awful. What happened to them?
Someone wanted us to believe that they were killed by some swamp animals. But it was all staged. Your colleagues were murdered, and their bodies abandoned to the creatures.
What? But why do such a thing? And who murdered them?
Brother Virgil confessed to his crimes in front of me.
Monster! You will pay for these crimes. These people you killed were our brothers, our friends.
You stupid goose. You really believe that I will let you pass judgment on me? You shouldn't have been so quick to accept these lies that could destroy our nation, and want to reveal them for all to hear. You are solely responsible for these deaths.
How dare you present yourself as the protector of our nation? Murderer!
You stupid goose! Which one of you is bad? Stop healing.
Let's see what the enlightened.
Talk to Sister Eugenia. Yes, after I loot all these bodies.
I'm sorry, sister. Brother Virgil fled during the battle.
The coward. And naturally, his accomplices fled along with him. Oh, what a waste. So many people died.
Perhaps I shouldn't have revealed his crimes in front of everyone, but I thought it was the best way of ensuring he would be judged.
Considering how high tensions have been these last few days, a fight was inevitable, alas. But you did what you thought was fair. Here, take this, as a token of gratitude for shedding light on these dismal events. Alas, we will have to go back to Eden as well. There are too few of us to continue the research.
Were you hoping to discover more?
Of course. This place was but a single step in St. Matheus's journey. The last tablets speak of a journey northbound, further up in the swamp. But even if Virgil is no longer a threat, we are not sufficiently well equipped to go there.
We could go there for you if you wish. You just have to tell us where to look.
That would be marvelous. Of course, you would have to start from the excavation site where he wrote this. I think I noticed a path going north when I was there, actually. Look for any traces of life. Perhaps you will be lucky enough to find more of his writings. That would be fantastic.
Don't worry. I will conduct this research and come find you here if I uncover anything.
Always nice to rid the world of a few inquisitors. It's like this way? Swamps are confusing. I don't like them. Not that way. So all the way around. Bet, if you're still there, guess what? I got my first non-friend follower on the last stream. I am a real streamer now. I even have bots that stop by now and then. Got him. These guys going to kick my butt. Ow. You want to grind that affiliate? My experience, things that help are absolutely feeling no shame about telling friends about it. I've been trying. What is shame? We don't have that here.
It's insane to want to live in such a place. Even a saint would want to stay dry.
Streaming games that have big streamers that toss off hosts to randos. Yeah, this is not... I realize that this is... If I was actually trying to be serious about this, this would be like one of the worst games. Oh, hi. Oh, hold on. That startled me. What was I saying? Oh, that this is a really bad game for it because it's like... I'm not speaking during cutscenes and stuff, so I'm like, you know, half the stream is spent with me not interacting with chat or anything. it's a game that nobody's heard of, so like nobody's actually streaming it or collaborating on it. Alright, no way this goes badly. I don't like your hitboxes. The game is pretty, and it is a lot of fun. It's just that nobody's heard of it. Mistimed that. Can you step into my poison, please?
Things are about to get dicey.
But yeah, it's not a great game for like somebody trying to develop a community.
Be careful. Move away. Things are about to get dicey.
Oh! He's rough. Medium-sized streamers anyway. Most big streamers don't do that. Too much liability.
This is probably where I'd have settled.
The buffer dodge at the end? Did it? Totally looked like I got stabbed. Did the game, like, or the stream lag or something?
Someone lived here. There's no doubt about it. And you'll have to turn the place upside down if you want to make sure that the old man wins. Move away. Things are about to get dicey.
It totally looked like I got stabbed. Stream is fine. I'm not sure what you mean by the buffer dodge then. Right, that's the way back. Yeah, I took a couple hits in that Nadag fight that I didn't need to, and then dodged a couple that I'm not sure I actually dodged, so I'm just gonna allow it. Buffered meaning you probably input the dodge during my recovery window for the animation you're in. Ah. So I didn't dodge right away, but the game buffered it so that my character would dodge the moment I could.
This is a cave of knowledge, or at least it looks like one. The old man must have been exceptional to be able to live in such a place.
Let's take a closer look at these paintings. We may learn something from them.
So yeah, it does have cases of like you input several things and they just kind of happen when they can.
This mural is very ancient. It depicts an old man dressed as a priest, getting his face painted by a masked native. This mural depicts an old man praying in front of a face in the mountain. He's holding a rosary. Saint Matheus, praying to Enon Melfrichteman. Engraved tablets. They resemble the ones we recovered in Eden. We should take them with us. The researchers would be delighted to study them. I do not know these glyphs. But these spirals are native symbols. There are some words in our ancient language next to them. The light and the earth are the two faces of a same power. It's impossible to know if this is a translation or another sentence. But this is a message that would seriously displease the Inquisitors.
Good.
I cannot believe it. These symbols, they are signs used in the secret writing of the Donegada.
There are some native symbols here and some letters I recognize, as if someone had tried to write in the native language using our alphabet. Men dwi stad in on mil fruktemen.
It means, welcome us amongst your people, Enon Mil Frichtemen.
This is incredible. Saint Matheus would have known about the spirit of the island and would have prayed to him. It looks like a chaplet made of pewter. It's rather basic, but it was made a long time ago. And it undeniably comes from the continent. I seem to recall that Saint Matheus is almost always depicted using a similar rosary.
So that's what it was. The priest's old sage became a Donegad. I don't think that they'll be happy about that. And yet, it could bring peace. The Solacer will no longer be able to burn our people and our guardians.
Why is he not depicted wearing the marks of the Donegada?
It was a very long time ago. Magic had not yet been given to us by Enon Mil Frichtemen.
I wonder what I should do with these relics. Eugenia probably didn't imagine that Saint Matheus lived his life in a way that's so different from what they advocate. As for Virgil, he wasn't wrong. Such a revelation will certainly cause a schism in Thélème.
To think these old things could cause a civil war. Or long-lasting peace with the natives. It is a serious responsibility to decide what to do with them. But it isn't ours. Their saint, their decision.
I already took sides in their quarrel. If I change my mind, I'm afraid that it might be seen as treason. I'll think about it on the way there. Let's go back to the researchers' camp.
Tear Thélème apart! Down with the Inquisition. At least I know I can probably take out that other one if I need to. The game feels kind of BioWare. I mean, old BioWare, so that would be a good thing, yes? Although games that seem big but then flop on release is also very BioWare.
So, did you find anything? Or do you need my help?
We discovered a cave that was inhabited a long time ago by a whole group of people, mostly natives, who had obviously created a sacred site, as the place was guarded by a creature.
And have you found traces of our holy founder? New relics? Perhaps some tablets?
There were also frescoes on the site, representing Saint Matheus.
Frescoes? Tell me more. This is fascinating.
He was shown having his face painted by a native. On another, he prayed to the god of the mountain.
You can't be serious. You mean to say that our saint converted to the cult of the islanders?
That is what emerges from our findings, yes. Other objects that I was able to bring back also point in this direction. Look, there are inscriptions. These tablets and also this chaplet.
This chaplet? I cannot believe it. It is so... Excuse me. I cannot find the words to express how I feel. You must come with me. We must go and present all these discoveries to the Mother Cardinal. You realize our entire dogma will have to change. So far, Anyone who wanted to question it would have burned their fingers. Literally, alas.
And you think that this time they'll listen?
We have solid proof. All this evidence. With your support, we will convince her to reveal the truth.
I see. I will do my best to help you.
It seems we are arriving right on time. You did well to warn us, Brother Virgil.
Virgil? How did you know?
I'm afraid that your Excellency's lies weren't very convincing.
We were informed of your discoveries and of the danger they represent. We demand that you hand them over to us immediately, so that they can be destroyed.
How can you even suggest the destruction of relics written by the hand of our founder?
Out of love for our dogma, for our faith, and for our nation. But since you refuse to comply with our orders, you leave us no choice.
Death to the heretics!
Oh god. Magic hurts.
I cannot believe that I just fought my own brothers in faith. The fact that the Inquisition is after us is very disturbing, Excellency.
We would do well to hasten to San Matheus. They will not dare to attack you there. And we will have to take care of Bishop Domitius. He will do everything he can to discredit us.
You are right. All this proves is that I will not succeed without your help. There is a risk that the Mother Cardinal will also reject our discoveries.
And I could bring Petrus with me. He will surely find the words to convince her.
That would be most helpful. Father Petrus is renowned for his eloquence. In any case, we must present our research to Mother Cardinal as soon as possible. I will study the tablets one last time to make sure I know all their content. And I will meet you at the palace in San Matheus to plead our case.
Understood. See you soon, Sister Eugenia. Be careful.
Okay, there was a lot of dialogue there, so I've kind of been skimping on chat a bit. Like Dragon Age, but an ARPG at heart instead of a TRPG? In a good way. Decision stakes, party perspective, for NPC outfits. Yeah, I mean, I've been saying that since day one, is that if you like Dragon Age Origins, you'll like this game. Like, check it out, because it's good. Because it is very much in the same vein. Heyo, Seeker! Chip. No! Get it out! That's not even correct. You're not gonna send me to the palace? What a mosh pit. Yeah, that fight's rough. My first playthrough, I died there a couple of times just because all those magic users hitting their bolts at the same time hurts really bad. Shocking, I know. Alright, I think we talked to the Mother Cardinal, and then I might call it there. Oh. The realism of this game, I slipped in mud. Definitely wasn't a terrain error. And yes, just like Dragon Age, there are loyalty missions, and there are romanceable characters. I need... Dutch Kurt. Having the two of them bickering at each other is always a good time. And I could absolutely put everybody in, like, completely inappropriate clothing. Put Petrus in, like, Bridge Alliance armor. Etc. I am choosing not to. But it is a thing. Just like putting everybody in Mass Effect 1 in the Phoenix armor. Making everyone pink. Hello, Mara.
Your Eminence, I salute you.
Lady de Sardet, what can I do for you?
I have to wait, don't I?
I must leave you.
Naturally, Your Excellency.
4 hours, okay. We can faff around a bit, I suppose. Might just go travel somewhere and force time. Actually, I can wait. Duh. That's a mechanic in this game, isn't it? Well, that's fine. Ooh. How do I do it? Alright, new thing. What did I get? I can't even use it. How about you? You can, but you don't want to. But yeah, about the different perspectives and things. That's one thing I really do like about this game, is the writing is very cool. In that every side is good and bad, and really who is correct or who you want to go with is kind of up to the player. How did I manage to get lost? And your party members will quip with things. You can even let them talk sometimes to ease a conversation that maybe you don't normally have the charisma or whatever to perform. Is neat. Is well written. Voice acting is good. It's nice to look at. Some little weirdness here and there, but it's nothing game breaking. My first playthrough, I had a pheasant. I killed it, and it just kind of got stuck in T-pose and was there for the rest of my game. That was probably the biggest bug that I encountered, was a T-posing pheasant. Is a good looking game, though I gotta stick with my Dragon Age Origins. Well, that's a choice as well.
Ah, Your Excellency. We were eagerly awaiting your arrival. Sister Eugenia was just recounting me the tale of your achievements and telling me about the incredible discoveries you've made.
These relics shed a new light on the last years of our founder. It all demonstrates that he hadn't evangelized the islanders, but, on the contrary, he would even have adopted some of their rituals, merging the cult of the enlightened and the cult of nature in a single dogma.
These discoveries, if they can be verified, are extraordinary. But they also represent a great upheaval that could harm our nation. We must first verify their authenticity. You are the only ones who entered this cave. Could what you have witnessed been a falsification?
You do want to play it, though, one day when you have the time. Well, I hope that you do get to. I mean, yes, I would say Dragon Age is a more polished game, and may or may not be longer and with more replay value. But I like the combat in this, how much faster paced it is. And you trade directly controlling your allies for allies that don't suck, and actually use their abilities when they should, which is cool. And, you know, it's not Dragon Age, is the other thing. Like, I've played through Dragon Age so many times that I was so happy to find a game that offered a similar experience, but with a new story, and characters, and things to learn and explore and see and do.
The cavern we discovered is located in a very remote place. There's no island or village nearby. It contains some ruined dwellings, but clearly no one has lived there for a very long time. Fraudsters would inevitably have left traces of their passage, and we have not found any. The entrance to the cave was protected by one of those giant creatures that the natives call a Nardaig. These guardians usually protect sacred places, and let no one enter without a fight. I had to kill this beast, which leads me to think that nobody had entered the cave for a very long time. We discovered ancient frescoes on the walls of the cave. They represent Saint Matheus without a doubt. He's depicted with his chaplet. In one, he is praying for the divinity of the island. In the other, his face was being painted by a native. I understand how shocking these discoveries are, but their antiquity proves that they are genuine.
The tablets found at the site, however, attest that our founder had not abandoned the cult of the Enlightened. He simply saw it as two different reflections of the same divine power.
The relics could be authentic, Your Excellency, but we only have your word to convince us. The political and religious impact of these discoveries will be unprecedented. We risk schism, civil war, and who is to say that this is not a plan to weaken us?
For Pedro.
It seems that you only see the negative aspects of this discovery, but the reality is very different. By integrating some of the natives' beliefs into your dogma, you could build an alliance with them. Something no other nation has managed to achieve before.
It is a good argument, Your Excellency. I hadn't thought about that.
I would also like to inform you that a member of the Ordo Luminis was part of the expedition. He tried several times to sabotage it, even killing many of his colleagues for it. And finally, he attacked us, as we were preparing to join San Matheus.
You'd have thought that the remaining members of the Order would go to such extremes. But I fear these attacks are just a reflection of what will happen if your discoveries are made public.
Your Eminence, we are faced with a crucial choice for our nation. What does a man of faith do in such a dilemma? He prays and places his trust in the one who came before him and has shown more wisdom. Saint Matheus shows us a new way. If we are believers, can we really turn our backs on him?
You surprise me, Petrus. You who are always so political, yet your words seem sincere. You give me something to think about. Thank you.
If my people knew that the great sage they had long respected is the same man as your saint, and that your priests respected our culture as he did, they would be welcomed here as brothers.
And the Eden we wanted to build would be everywhere. You speak sense, Princess. Does anyone wish to add anything?
I understand your doubts about the future, which are inevitably caused by such a revelation. You hesitate just as St. Lucius did to tell us about the journey of his master. Yet in the end he revealed what he knew, and his words still guide Thélème today.
Thank you for your testimony. I will now retire to think about everything and make my decision. After careful consideration, I have decided that it is my duty to reveal your discoveries to the world. It will take years for our theologians to study all of this, but our dogma must follow the path opened by Saint Matheus.
Thank you, Your Eminence. I would be delighted to help with the study of these relics.
I don't doubt it, my dear. And I would like you to take me to see this cave. I look forward to worshipping at the place where our holy founder ended his days. As for you, Your Excellency, I thank you for the help you have given us. Your sincere insight has encouraged me to make this difficult decision.
It was my pleasure.
Let me also thank you, Your Excellency. Without you, we would still be in the shadows.
Stop killing bees, those poor things are just trying to vibe. Look, they came at me first, okay? They started it. YOLO coin flip. Yeah, pretty much. Even a good charisma roll can fail. But that's part of the fun of it, I guess. I'm probably gonna end the stream there. Here, rather.